Hello everyone, I'm the best guy ever. Now that E3 is over for the year, there has been a glut of new information dumped on us regarding upcoming games, both the show itself and the subsequent interview rounds. Case in point, Tetsuya Nomura on Kingdom Hearts 3. Regarding the trailer itself, I have next to nothing bad to say about this game that I personally have been dying to play since I first finished Kingdom Hearts 2 back in 2006, and I'm like the rest of you dying for more information about the game, which is what brought me to this interview here with Tetsuya Nomura regarding, among other things, Kingdom Hearts 3 and, more specifically, how it has apparently been decided that Kingdom Hearts 3 will not bring back the reaction commands or any kind of QTE for Kingdom Hearts 2, as you can see translated in this article here. Now, Nomura has every right to do whatever he wants with his game, but the way he describes the reason for this change confuses me. He says that the goal here is to make combat more challenging, based on good or favorable timing, and that there were too many flashy boss battles in Kingdom Hearts 2. Furthermore, I've seen many people excited by this news, saying that they're glad QTE won't be returning to the series in any form. Now this bothers me, because I get the feeling that a lot of these people poo-poo QTE just for being QTE and are forgetting that it can be a fantastic addition to a game when done correctly, which is what got it popular in the first place with games like God of War. So in response to this, we need to ask ourselves a few questions. Firstly, why do we put QTE in a game? There are two reasons for this. The first is to give players something to do to make them feel like they still have some control over their character during cinematic sequences, press X to not die, etc, etc. The other kinds are ones that give players the ability to do stuff in normal play that we can't let them do all the time. Now the second question is, how did Kingdom Hearts handle its QTE? Kingdom Hearts 2 is a few of that first example, particularly during the last boss fight, that I agree don't add very much to gameplay. But Jesus Christ, they look cool. Holy fuck, did you just see that? But mostly it has the other kind. The kind that lets you do stuff like this. Now the third question is, how do these QTEs add to the overall game? The answer to which is, of course, a matter of opinion, but if you say it's not a lot, then you're objectively wrong. The reason I get so frustrated when I see people criticize things like Kingdom Hearts 2's reaction commands for being QTEs is because it's one of the few examples of QTEs being done unquestionably right. One of the things I sometimes hear about QTEs is that they can make a game feel like it's less the player controlling the game than the characters controlling the game, and this makes it less immersive to play. To this I say, it entirely depends on the game. In some games, the person you control is a player avatar of you, and so having them do anything outside of your control would feel wrong. But other games instead have real player characters who are their own people outside of our influence, and therefore the game has to balance what it does and doesn't let players control. Neither of these approaches is inherently better, but it's obvious which side Kingdom Hearts is on. That being the case, it makes sense for games like this to use their cinematic elements to enhance gameplay. But the real justification for them starts here. Here are the 4 reasons why reaction commands work so well in Kingdom Hearts 2. Number 1. A meaningful addition to combat. To see this, let's look at some of my favorite boss fights in any game, the organization data battles in the updated Kingdom Hearts 2 versions, as well as the other optional bosses. If you've ever seen speedruns or level 1 fights against them on critical difficulty, which demand the highest level of skill from the players, you see them all using reaction commands all the time, and that is because they are more than just pretty to look at, they add to the gameplay in a meaningful way. Take the Lexaeus boss fight, a battle in which he continuously powers up and deals more damage as time goes on, but the reaction command gives you the ability to temporarily drain his power and do a massive combo on him. Or in the Larzine fight, where you can use a command at just the right time to slap her clones together so you only have to deal with one of her at a time. However, reaction commands are not always beneficial, in some instances triggering minigames that you can lose and be punished for. But having these additional commands at your disposal can add extra layers to combat on a situation-to-situation basis which, most of the time, you have the ability to utilize or ignore, letting you choose how you want to fight that battle. Which brings us to the next point. Number 2. Raising the skill ceiling and lowering the skill floor. Nomura said in that interview that he wants to make the Kingdom Hearts games more challenging and more based on good timing. Well, I don't see what about reaction commands does anything to make the games easier. They're just another helpful tool to be used like any other you have, like summons, drive forms, party members, and so on. With moments like these, I'd say good timing is an even greater focus than during normal combat. And they are a world better than the systems used to fight some of the more recent optional bosses in the series, whose strategies rely on spamming specific command abilities and essentially mean you won't be able to win if you don't carry in the right equipment. Compare that to the reaction commands in Kingdom Hearts 2. Those have a button dedicated solely to using them that will almost always be a good idea to try when it pops up, given you're in the right position to activate it. The best examples are the organization data fights. These fights, along with Sephi, allow you to utilize the full extent of your abilities, both normal combat abilities and the situational reaction commands. It's the blend of the two that make these fights so challenging, memorable, and unique. Which brings us to the next point. Number 3, adding a unique gameplay element to a fight. Now, we all know sometimes it doesn't work out how we'd like, Demyx's water clones being the prime example of a cheap way to lose a fight via QTE. Though in fairness, those do give you the option to try other methods to kill the clones, but regardless, when it works, my god does it work! Stealing Zaldin's jump commands to return the punishment to him is a brilliant way to reward skillful play, and breaking out of the depths of Zexion's books to finally deal some damage to the motherfucker is incredibly satisfying. These additional actions can be tailor-made to suit any given fight and add a whole new dimension that you just don't get in other games, even other Kingdom Hearts games that came after Kingdom Hearts 2. Those opt instead for a deck-building strategy, where you can create, admittedly, badass moves to be used at any time instead of only against certain enemies, like Terra's awesome Ultima Cannon attack. But what this does practically is prevent the designers from being able to create cinematic moments by moving the camera around wherever the hell they want, which is what made Kingdom Hearts 2's boss fight such a joy not only to play, but to watch as well, which leads us to our last point. Number 4. They are just so fucking cool! The greatest strength of the Kingdom Hearts series is, and always has been, the presentation. Now, I've beaten every single game and every single boss in Kingdom Hearts history on the hardest difficulty. I don't say this to brag, though I am objectively the best, but just to show where I'm coming from. And despite this, I have never found the Kingdom Hearts games to be particularly difficult. Granted, some of the bosses have taken dozens of tries to beat, but once you figure out the proper strategies and use things like Leaf Bracer, Second Chance, and your drive form strategically, things get a lot more manageable. My point being that I have played many games harder and more skill-intensive than Kingdom Hearts, but few can match the catharsis I feel when playing these games, especially the boss fights of Kingdom Hearts 2, and that is due to the incredible ability they have to get me invested in the action. How cool was it to fight Sephiroth for the first time, get completely ass-blasted in 1 second by being too slow on the draw, only to come back, pull off that badass command with its fucking awesome animation, and then counter him every time after that. It makes you feel like you're a fucking master swordsman once you finally beat him. And how many action RPGs let you repeatedly steal a boss's weapon from them and pull off a monster combo in their face like this, or challenge you to a fucking game of cards in the middle of a fight? This kind of style and flair as the cherry on top of solid gameplay mechanics is exactly the sort of thing that Square Enix does better than any other company in the world, and a game like Kingdom Hearts 2 perfectly shows it. It's really just a shame they don't balance things as well with their other games. But look, this moment here is one of the most pulse-pounding, thumb-blistering moments in any game I've ever played, where only my sheer determination to win could overcome the enemy's seemingly endless assault! And it's a fucking QTE. It could not have existed if not for the reaction command system. None of the moments I've described here could. Now, you may love your reaction commandless lingering will fights all you want, as do I, but given the option to include some additional counter moves that could have Sora stealing Terra's Keyblade and pulling off a combo like this, are you really gonna turn it down? Frankly, Nomura, flashy boss battles are what Kingdom Hearts does the best, and are the principal thing that felt lacking from Kingdom Hearts games after 2. Kingdom Hearts 1 started us off strong, and Kingdom Hearts 2 reached the pinnacle of flashy action RPG combat. But every game after that has been missing some crucial element to make the combat as satisfying as we know it can be. And I, for one, hope to see it back soon. Somebody once told me the world. Well, despite all I've said, it seems the team has already made up its mind not to bring back reaction commands. But I hope I was at least able to show some people that QTEs don't always have to be a bad thing. Thanks for watching. I'm Guy, and this video is Ogre. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the rules and I hit the ground running. Didn't make sense not to live for fun. Your brain gets smart, but your head gets dumb.